is up, guys? I'm Naldo here. Welcome back. If you enjoy the content, please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel. If you are new, wanted to give you a couple updates on things. Here's my latest trade. I did a live stream earlier. We were talking about this trade. May get stopped out in profit right now. Kind of hoping it doesn't. Couple updates. So I took this month off, month of February off from the exclusive Discord. I'm starting it up again tomorrow. I was traveling, moving into a new apartment. Moving's a lot of work, man. And it was a well-needed rest from that, but I'm ready to come back. And I'm doing a really good promo right now. BITGET's doing a good promo. So what I thought I'd do is, if you use my link to sign up for BITGET, you're going to get, if you do it by March 19th, I believe, you're going to get, if you deposit $100, at least $100, you're going to get a $20 bonus. You could get higher bonuses if you deposit more. And if you deposit at least $100, I'm going to give you 1 month free in the exclusive Discord. It is a trade signals group. They're not always right, but we've had some really good trades in there. Obviously, you're never going to be right 100% of the time. You'd be a billionaire in a matter of weeks if that was the case. It's a game of probability. We also have a really good community and a lot of exclusive TA, a lot of good day trades, scalp trades and swing trades. In there, it's usually easier to do the day trades and swing trades. Scalp trades are more, the moves happen quick, so it's a little bit harder to give signals for those. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, all those links are down below. Also, even Market Cipher, they're doing a good discount code down below. Use my link down below. It's a bit.ly, and use the discount code BEARCUB20, get 20% off. So thank you guys so much. Let's get into this. So the main thing here, the main thing that we're looking at here is, I think, I try to be as objective as possible, and being subjective in this and having the ego and, is never going to work out the best way, obviously. Never trying to chase a dead trade. That's not usually going to help you. But when you look at these signs, so there's a few things that we want to look at first here. Very split RSIs combined with, if you look here, we have momentum waves coming down, combined with split RSIs coming down, mind you, and a big bearish dip too. So momentum waves down while prices coming. So this is I would consider this a very rare bearish thing. We haven't really seen anything quite like this. Maybe a little bit comparative to this bearish dip after that 2019 rally, kind of there. That was a nice end to it. That was a nice end to it. If it's like this, minusing out, counting out the pandemic, that's a trajectory down to around 13K into August, September, October, that area, which if I had to guess here, that was probably where we would bounce into the 500 weekly moving average. If I had to kind of guess here, that would kind of be my main guess on where we could end up. Oh, this chart doesn't have it, but let me actually show it to you on my Bitstamp chart real quick. I think this is important to look at. I kind of drew it out, what I think, where we're going to end up. And 12 to 13K at that area. It could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower here. It does come up over time. So probably around 12 to 13K, that kind of area there, which is my main guess on where we could end up. You also do have the weekly death cross, the 250 arc crossing here, which it's for the first time ever, and it makes me kind of think. Dare I say that the 4-year cycle may be broken here if this does cause us to make a lower low here. Until all of these EMAs here on the weekly turn bright, until all of these turn bright, I do remain bearish, and I think there's quite a few signs here, guys, that we could be headed down quite a bit. You got very split RSIs on the 6-day here. You've never seen RSIs this split on the 6-day ever. So there's a lot of firsts here, and these are signs that are indicative that we might be headed down quite a bit here. My main guess, look at these 3 yellow X's here. I think we could get 2 more to the bottom, that 13K. My kind of worst case scenario right now, this could change, subject to change, is 9,300 about. Huge high volume, historical high volume area. I think that's probably the worst case scenario. If you're bouncing around below like 10K for a while, man, that's like dead asset category at that point. I think some crypto will take over Bitcoin market cap, maybe ETH, but that's very premature to talk about. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the odds of that happening are probably under 3%. But yeah, for my worst case scenario, probably around there. So we're looking at this, the same thing kind of as like what we were looking at in the 4-day bearish dip right there. You're about to get that red dot in the weekly too. that's always something that could bring you down quite a bit. I'm just curious about the last. I mean, all of these yellow X's too gave you something decent. These three weren't that terrible, compared to that blood diamond, or compared to over here. We might have a situation like this even, particularly just to, give some, that would be a ugly, ugly way down into May. That's where, you could have maybe a false bottom there, come up more, and then have another bottom, or that could be the bottom. Let's do one move at a time. It's one thing at a time. You're trying to predict 10 moves at once. That's more things you try to predict, the more odds that you're not going to be as accurate. So looks like from this trajectory, money flow coming out. This is pretty bad in the 16-hour. The other thing on the high time frames I forgot to show you, I want to show you right now, is shout out to Nightshade for mentioning this the other day in a comment. This is about as bad as possible. Look, VWAP coming down, money flow going back into the red. And for the DCA strategy here, once this money flow, I would wait till at least this money flow comes back or crosses back into the red, confirms back into the red in 11 days. And then that's a excuse me, a good DCA pattern for how long was this? About 8 months or so. Good 8-month DCA pattern. So great 8-month DCA pattern, maybe from April or from sometime in March when that confirms into, early next year, something of that, or actually later. That would be 9 months into December, so into November. That'd probably be when you're kind of done DCAing. But I would also kind of wait here because this is coming down. This could give us a trigger wave, even a potential blood diamond. Now, I don't know if you're going to have a black swan all of a sudden like this, but this is the most similar that I would compare this area to. So ultimately, lots of bearish signs here, guys. Lots of bearish signs here. And I think this time, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, because I was more bearish through kind of these areas, trying to call a top a little prematurely, but here's where I think it's actually gonna come down, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking right now. We also have, so I want to show you guys this on like the highest time frame to confirm a blood diamond here was the 7-hour. And, if it's like this one, which I think it might be, that's a trajectory to come right to 21.7 pretty soon. So when would that bring us to 21.7? Oh yeah, in a couple days. I think, this is the last day of February, a couple days there. And then if you look at kind of, this one down, kind of like that. Some of them do. This one didn't play out too well. But once you get 7-hour and above, it usually gives you kind of what you need. This was more of a buy signal. Choppy throughout that area. But on the way down, a lot of this bear market, they gave you decent drops down. I think we're due for one of them to be more of a significant drop down here. That's my main guess, because especially the ones we've seen kind of on the 4-hour, a lot of these have been buy signals, kind of, well, not really buy signals, but they didn't give us like those big like swing short trades that we're looking for here. And that's that trajectory. And looking at the lower time frames, bullish div kind of on the 30-minute, I believe. On the 30-minute, I believe there. And now we're starting to come up a little bit. Money flow here. So I'm feeling like that scalp short from earlier is probably going to get stopped out in profit, depending, unless we kind of are able to roll over here pretty soon. 6-minute looks a little bit more bullish here. VWAP kind of coming down here. You're coming back into the green there a little bit. So I would say probably, a lot of like shorts are probably opened up with those blood diamonds as soon as they appeared. I'd say there's a good shot to play around with 23.3 again. We also have a local value area high around 23.5, so I think it's possible to play around with those areas, unless we roll over pretty soon here, I think, with the 1 minute coming out. So it's always good to hedge your bet right there. So that's at Bitcoin TA right now. Actually, the last thing I want to show you with this monthly, we did close. Okay, so we got 3 monthlies right now, 3 monthly green candles, 3 monthly. We're in the 3rd monthly green candle. Look at what happened here in the NASDAQ. The high was in this one. This was after the .com bubble. The high was in this one. Next one still closed green, so it's kind of a boring month there, that January. And then look at that. That was, I believe, 8 candles, 8 or 9 candles down, red candles down. So something of that, I don't think it's a repeat exactly like that, but something of that nature is absolutely possible. Maybe it's more of a sideways month, but you could still probably close green here unless you are below, like, I forget how exactly. Heiken Nashi is the average of like the price, but we'll see if we're able to close green. I think you could close green. I mean, maybe if you're more of a sideways month, we'll see though. And also this VWAP on the monthly too, this is starting to come down. And if this comes down with the money flow into the red here, I'm curious how the NASDAQ was there. You already bottomed out at that point, but the thing here, if you compare the 3 week, that money's still coming out. And then if you compare the 3 week to the NASDAQ after the dot-com bubble here, let's take a look at this. Right there, yeah, I mean, that was kind of your nightmare down with the VWAP coming out. So not a good look, and we're starting to illustrate some of that, and that would give you a trajectory down, I mean, for a bottom towards the end of this year or early next year. And that's what I'm kind of thinking potentially. I mean, it depends how you define the 4-year cycle too. I mean, if we do bottom out at any point this year, I think you're kind of still in the 4-year cycle. If you're bottoming out early next year, it's kind of not really in it anymore, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And moving on to Ethereum, I want to talk about Ethereum a little bit here. And ultimately, because Bitcoin dominance is so bullish, I've talked about this a lot in other videos, the chart is bullish amplified right now. And ultimately, this VWAP coming down, money flow coming down in the 2 week, just like Bitcoin. I think this is a more of a delayed version. Ethereum's more volatile. We're looking at regulation coming too, which may shake things up as well. I think we could be headed down, quite a bit here. For the short term, I think there's a decent shot in the next week down to 1400. Could be slower than this, and there's a few different trajectories I've looked at to kind of map it out this way. If you look at the 5 day, I believe, bearish div, money flow coming out. So the thing here, a lot of people are comparing it to like over here, but we're like one of these. But the thing here is you didn't have a bearish div until you got up to the top there, and that's kind of what gave it away. And this is that trajectory mapped out kind of here, that trajectory exactly to 590 in August, into September, that area exactly to 600, 590. That area, I think that's probably the most likely scenario right now for Ethereum. Could be wrong. I know it sounds bearish to a lot of you, but that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. Money flow coming out, red dot right there, just like Bitcoin, not looking good. So you confirmed a blood diamond on a 10-hour. I believe that's the highest time for him to confirm it. Here, not too bad. It came down a little bit. And then this one, I mean, obviously in this environment, these were more like buy signals, those two. But historically, these, usually give you what you need. Usually they kind of bring you down here and give you what you need. And I think we're going to see probably more of this nature, more of ones that actually play out here. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So same with the 5, same with these lower ones. I think even if it just plays out like that, you're down 1530. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. I think there's more blood ahead for, obviously S&P 500 too, NASDAQ too. So yeah, very short term. Kind of bouncing off the market side for SR point right there. We'll see how much this is how much juice this has. 6 minute money flow coming up. See how much she's got left in her. I could see with this is a nice bullish div right there. That actually could be a cool long entry up to maybe 1637. We'll see here. I kind of like the RSIs too coming up in this hourly. I kind of like this hourly because a lot of shorts were entered down here, and you want to mess with these shorts and bring them up. 2 hour not looking awful either. I would say it's mildly risky, but this might be a good trade on this 15 minute once this confirms. Probably a lot of people aren't even watching anymore, but yeah, a little bit of a longer video here, but that's what I kind of think. And after that, I think we're kind of had it played out. But let me just see where I would want to, if you were to enter right around here and the stop loss below there. Yeah, I mean, something of that nature. You start to hit a lot of traffic there. I mean, there's more traffic up there at that point. You draw a local fib here. Let's see. I don't know, from up here to there. Yeah, you'd probably be safe. Yeah, that's a pretty good ratio right there. I mean, you are hitting this local area right here, so you can see if you could break through it. I don't know if you will. And then also for a very short term, I mean, money flow coming out in the 1 minute. Yeah, I wouldn't be entering the scalp short here. I don't see enough good things on the lower time frames. I'd be more inclined to kind of go long right now. It's getting late. I'm not going to enter a new trade at the moment though. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now in Ethereum. And that's pretty much all I got, guys. Check out the promos down below. Again, make a Bybit account, deposit $100 by May 19th. You're going to get $20 back from Bybit for a bonus. And send me a DM on Discord. You gotta join my free Discord before you do that. Send me a DM on Discord with your UID or your email, and I'll give you a free month in the exclusive Discord. If you do that, Market Cipher, link in description below, discount code BEARCUB20, 20% off. I do have a trading course too, that's 20% off. Bear Market 20 is the code there. Be adding a few things to that pretty soon, hopefully within the next week or two. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, please subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.